We beginning?
We're beginning.
We're starting. Hello.
We're starting.
We're back.
Welcome to Elvis Fans Matter. And boy, I'm going to get on a roll today like you ain't going to believe.
Come on in.
And come on in and join us.
Prop your feet up, relax, make yourself right at home.
First of all, I want to tell a little story. How you like my TCB ring? I like it. I like it a whole lot. Oh, and this here, my friend Billy Swan sent to me. I want to thank him. He's one of my dearest friends. He's like a brother to me. I've known him ever since about 1963. And thank you, Billy. Anyway, I was up in Elvis's room one night, and we got to talking and all. And I was talking about, the TCB. And I said it was, taking care of Billy, and of course he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take care of Billy, all right." He said, "You silly sucker." And then he said, "Go over there and stand up." So I went over and stand up. He said, "Now bend over." So I bent over, and he went to doing this, like it. And he kept looking. He said, "All right, you stand back up now." He said, "You got that LICA disease." I said, "I have." I said, "How you know that?" He said, "Well, I just know." He said, "I've seen medical books and stuff like that." He said, "And I know you got it." And I said, "Well," Elvis, I said, "Is it something critical?" He said, "Oh, no." He said, "No." He said, "Now, it might be a little bit embarrassing." I said, "Why would that?" He said, "Well," he said, "because your butt looking like your face."
He loved to do stuff like that.
No, I'm just kidding, folks. Anyway, we talked about a lot of stuff, over the years, and personal things, and there's some things that I swore I'd never tell, and I haven't. But anything that I tell you, I'm gonna be truthful about it. I'm not gonna, powder puff it in any way. And I appreciate all the fans that follow us and support us. You'll never know how much it means to us, and I'm saying that sincerely, and I mean it. And anyway, to get on the lighter side, we're going to talk about a few things about some things that went on at Graceland, things like that. First of all, we flew to Palm Springs, 2 or 3 times, and always, when we was out there, we, do a few little things, he had a, what do you call that?
Hot tub?
No, that Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah, dune buggy.
Dune buggy, yeah. And, we'd go out in the dune buggy and stuff like that. And, had a lot of fun, wherever we went, Elvis made sure that, a lot of it was going to be, fun, and, and other times it's just west and we relaxation, as Bugs says. Elvis Fudd would say.
Yeah, a lot of times Danny and Joy would go with us, and Danny especially loved the dune buggy. I think you and Dick Grove and somebody else would take them out in the sand and desert and ride them, and they had a lot of fun. We went a lot of places.
Yeah.
A lot of places with Elvis.
Danny and Joy were around Elvis, a good many years.
Growing up.
Somebody asked me, and I don't know why they asked it, but asked me why I didn't work for Elvis from 69 to 74. And I did one time work for him. I had gotten laid off at the railroad, and that was about 2 weeks before Christmas, December. And
that was it 71?
well,
Or
it was
70.
that was 70.
70.
But it went over into 71, and I worked for him, you know, for the whole year of 71. Was there, you know, when 10 Most Outstanding Young Men of the Year award was given to him and all that. And
we attended that.
and, yeah, we flew to Washington and went through the FBI Academy and seen all the stuff there, which was fascinating. We had a lot of things that we did, you know, that
it's like some people think because you were not on his payroll for a few years that we weren't around him and our kids weren't around him, but we were. When Elvis came back in town, which he would be gone maybe a month or maybe more.
Yeah.
But when he came in town, we were at Graceland and went to the movies, went to the fairground, went, like Billy said, he even went to Washington with him, and things like that. We were always around him. We never didn't see him. We just you just weren't on his payroll the whole time.
No.
But another thing, you know, we lived on the Circle G Ranch. We lived in the house with Elvis on Perugia Way, and Danny did too. And we lived at Graceland behind the house, out where all the trailers were situated. We lived out there. There was three back there. And we did not ever live inside Graceland, as I don't know of anybody else that lived inside there except maybe some of the guys.
We spent a few nights.
We spent a lot of nights
in Graceland.
We stayed, a lot of times we'd go out there and we would stay, Elvis would want us to spend the night, and we stayed in Lisa's room. I think I've told that before, where I would throw the towel over the camera and in the bathroom. But we would sleep in Lisa's room when she was out of town. And sometimes Danny and Joey would sleep in there too with us. But we spent a lot of nights in Elvis's room with him, which it's hard to picture, but we didn't sleep in his room. We sat in the chair next to the bathroom wall, up where you go in the bathroom, and Elvis and his girlfriend, whoever it might be, would be in the bed. But we've been in there jillions of times, but there was nothing going on. In fact, a whole lot of the girls that Elvis dated, nothing went on with them. That was just companionship. But the point about that is we stayed and spent the night and spent our time with Elvis, not Grandma Presley. We did go into Grandma's room once in a while and speak to her and say, you know, because we loved Grandma. She used to babysit Billy when he was a baby. Mm-hmm. But we spent our nights and our time with Elvis. And I mean, I don't think there's anybody that can question that. You can ask any one of the guys now. A lot of people are telling things because they know everybody that could confront them just about, which we don't usually try to bust anybody out, but there's no need. If you ever spend any time with him, that's great.
You got your own story.
But most of the Memphis Mafia are dead and gone. Billy is the only original Memphis Mafia that is left. And not to say the others were not important, they were.
They were, yeah.
Elvis handpicked everybody that worked for him, and to try to discredit somebody or say what people did, I don't want to get into that. That to me is a pissing project, and I don't think that's good because not bragging, it's just fact. And we know fans from 65 years ago. Billy and I have been together 63 years, married, and I was there before Priscilla came. I was there when Anita was there. I was in California during the movie days, and a lot of people that are challenging us, I don't think can say that. I was there before Priscilla came. You know, I traveled back and forth cross country. Usually the women would fly. Sometimes we drove and came across. I know one time Billy, me, and Richard Davis, and Danny and Joey. Danny and Joey lived there too. So how they don't know things, they do. And what they tell is the truth, or they would, you know, they wouldn't like to hear what we had to say about it. And most of what they tell are things that they clear through us. And I mean, I don't know why anybody has a problem with that. And another thing, we would never bash or dishonor Elvis. There's a thing saying something that was said in the book. Okay, it was, but it is true. And if you have ever watched On Tour, Elvis said things about himself, very nasty things. And I mean, you know, he was human. He had a comical side. He was not embarrassed about that. He knew that was being filmed. And also the outtakes, a lot of the outtakes, he says horrible things, you know, just like a lot of other people, but that doesn't mean he was a horrible person. He was a great human being.
He was.
And we loved him, and don't care what anybody says, don't care, you know, have your own thing. We're not getting into them. We don't have to.
We make Elvis, we try to. Let's just put it
make
that
him
way.
human.
We make him human. He was a human being. He was an icon of rock and roll, but he was still a human being. And behind the
scenes,
the scenes and all, you know, Elvis, you know, he showed a lot of his emotional points to us, and good or bad. And like I say, there's some things that I would never tell, but the things that I've told, you know, are true, and I hope every Elvis fan will always.
And it was never meant to be any harm or anything against Elvis. You know, we've traveled everywhere with him, and we were in Hawaii with him. There's a lot of people that are saying how they were this and that and the other. I don't remember seeing them on any of the trips or any of the movies or any of the fairgrounds or anywhere in California or any of the things. Most of our life before 77 was spent with Elvis, and afterwards with you all. So, I mean, you know, we get great questions. We don't make up questions. You can look on our channel and see the questions that people ask. We don't make them up. There's so many people that want to know the intimate details of everything, and some we answer, some we don't. But, you know,
we get so many that we can't answer all of them, and you know, sometimes we pick out the ones we think are gonna be the most interesting.
Yeah.
Although we try to answer everybody's, because to us all the questions are you know, good and meant well and want to ask, and you know, because they're Elvis fans and all that, and we appreciate that. That's why every year we have our question and answer sessions, and because
we enjoyed it this year so much.
Yeah, so many fans, you know, that want to know different things about him, and they come and you know and listen to us and ask questions. That's what it's for, and you know, we like I say, we're just trying to show the human side of Elvis, because everybody knows the you know, entertaining side of him, and